Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well and thanks for being here. I'm still getting over my cough, but it is feeling better, so hopefully I'll manage to record this one without doing any coughing. If I do have to cough, I'll try really hard not to cough into the microphone. I wouldn't want to do that to you guys, but apologies in advance if it does happen. Well, anyway, this is another timeless reading that's for somebody out there. My intention, as always, is that it's going to find the person or people that it's meant for and at the right time. Now, it's definitely not meant to be for everyone, so if the storyline that emerges is not resonating with you, it's probably not your reading. You can still watch the whole reading because it's always an intention of mine that if someone's drawn to one of my readings, they'll gain something from it. Now, that could be an insight, a piece of wisdom, or just the opportunity to see something from a different angle. So if you happen to have stumbled upon this video, I think you're meant to be here. We'll get started in a minute. We just quickly do a love pause first. This is where we pause the video and intentionally send some love out into the universe. You can also do a Ho'oponopono prayer instead, and that would be saying the 4 sentences, thank you, I love you, I'm sorry, and please forgive me. So thanks to everyone who does this. The time to pause is now, and I'll start the reading on the next slide. Okay, guys, so this is the spread for this reading. Now, if you're interested in the decks I've used, I'll have them listed in the description box. So I'm using a zombie deck today. I've actually had it for a while, but I don't think I've ever uploaded anything with it. I'm feeling a little bit in a Halloween sort of mind frame already, so I feel like I'm just going to be playing with decks that are either Halloween themed or witchy or creepy in some way. I'm actually not drawn to super scary pictures, so I don't think there's going to be anything too horrifying. And knowing me, I'll probably alternate between cute and funny decks and creepy decks just to balance it all out a bit. I do have a couple of decks that are a bit darker than I would naturally gravitate to, and I use them occasionally, and I do get a lot from them, but I guess I don't like being in that dark energy too much, so it is only something I work with occasionally. Anyway, let's get on with the reading. The energy at the bottom of the deck is the 9 of Hazards, which is the 9 of Pentacles in this deck. Now, that's a card that relates to wish fulfillment, and I guess if you're dealing with zombies, this might be the best case scenario because this card features a store, Dead Marsh, and there's a sign that says trained zombies. And there are a few customers around who have zombies on leads, and there's a woman who's considering getting a trained zombie. And there's also a man in the store who's buying zombie food. It's looking very much like a pet store or something. Like I said, if you had to deal with zombies, trained zombies might be better than wild zombies. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure what purpose the trained zombie would serve or why anyone would want one. And as I'm saying that, I'm getting kind of a bad feeling from this because I guess in life we do use the word zombie to describe people who aren't capable of thinking for themselves or people who are, completely lost because they're under the influence of substances. And this card's really talking about people who want to own these zombies. And to be honest, I'm getting almost a devil energy from this card because it's the devil that likes his captives to be soulless, right? So, so that's not good. But I guess what I feel is maybe this is a wish fulfillment card for the dark side. It's like the wish of someone who is not a good person is coming to be. So they want to own someone and they want that person to be meek and compliant, to not be someone who's capable of independent thought or having their own life. They basically want this person obedient and on a lead. And gee, that's a dark start, isn't it? I'm definitely not into dark stuff like that. But I guess we'll see where this reading goes. Oh, there was a cough. Sorry, guys. Now, the card in the past position is the Emperor, which is Aries energy, divine masculine energy. And the guy on this card, he looks like this heroic defender of the innocent kind of person. He's armed. He's boarded up the door that the zombies are trying to get through. And he's got this little boy who's looking up at him like he's a hero. So that boy isn't going to leave his side, I guess, because he sees this guy as tough enough to take the zombies on if they do make it in. So the Emperor is like that, I guess, a strong character, someone who isn't going to back away from a challenge. If they have to fight, they'll fight. And the Emperor has the energies of all the kings in tarot, so he's a really well-rounded character. Lots of strengths. He's strong in all the elements. So he's smart, he's courageous, he's confident, he's emotionally balanced, he's capable, very capable in the physical realm. So he's got it all going on. So yeah, we're starting the story with a hero. Now, the card in the present position is the Ace of Swords, and that one's about truth or clarity. But the image is interesting because there are two hands on this sword. There's a human hand and a zombie hand, and it's almost like there's a contest over the truth. It's a weird energy, isn't it? On the blade, there are some words. It says for the zombie hunter. So I guess the sword actually belongs to the Emperor. It's the Emperor's sword. So it's his truth. And I'm thinking about the trained zombies. So maybe the zombie hand belongs to one of the trained zombies. And I'm kind of rethinking what I was thinking about before, but maybe these zombies are like the devil's minions. You know, the ones on Earth who serve the devil. So maybe they're the zombies. Anyway, these are people, I guess, who have surrendered their souls to their master, who is the devil. So if there's a contest about the truth, I guess the Emperor's saying, these guys are evil, they work for the devil, and the zombies are trying to stop that message getting out. So they might be countering it with, we're not evil, look at how well behaved we are. Because they're well trained, they're trained zombies, they're well behaved. That's quite funny, actually. So I feel like the Emperor's trying to reveal the truth about some shady people, and they're trying to counter that in whatever way they can. Now, the future position, the card there is the Four of Hazards, which is obviously the Four of Pentacles. And it's looking here like the Emperor has been forced to retreat. So maybe that's why we got the wish fulfillment for the bad guys as the card at the bottom of the deck. So this Emperor has been forced to retreat. He seems to have gone into some sort of lockdown. He's in some sort of safe room there. He looks to have plenty of supplies. So I guess in true Emperor fashion, he prepared for this possibility. He looks like he's got plenty of non-perishable food. He's got some grenades and some ammunition. And as I was zooming in, I think I saw the word resolute on the box of ammunition. My eyes are not that great these days, but I think it was resolute. And that's quite funny, isn't it? Because resolve is kind of like another word for strength, isn't it? And when you're dealing with the devil, like it's only the strong people that can counter the devil. So I feel like even though he's in this position where he's had to retreat, he's resolute, he's still strong. He's holding firm to the truth is what I feel like. They haven't been able to force him to stop expressing his truth. Now, he's not in a power position where he is, but he's definitely not going to surrender to the zombies either. Now, the Four of Pentacles is about stability. Now, it's not someone who has a lot, but they have enough for their needs, and it's enough for them to get by. So there are zombies at this Emperor's door, and they've knocked out one of the panels of the door. And I think the Emperor can hear them, but he's sort of plugging his ears. So it's almost like he's fed up of dealing with these zombies. And he's just gone into this room to give himself a break is what I'm feeling. And I'm actually getting some hermit vibes from this as well. So this Emperor, he's very well provisioned, as I said. So I feel like he can take a good long break. And I guess he figures that there's only so long those zombies are going to keep waiting at his door. If there's no sign of him for days and days and weeks and months, they're going to give up because there's no indication of when he might reemerge. Because the zombies, they don't actually know how well provisioned he is, so they really can't predict when he's going to reemerge. Gosh, it's a funny card to finish on. It's like the Emperor is just going to take his time, have a break, maybe formulate a new plan of attack and then come out for another round. Um, so it's not over. It's not over till the fat lady sings. So yeah. Now, I've been looking at the oracle cards, and it's crazy because they go very well with each other, but it's hard to see how they fit with this tarot spread. But they're obviously meant to be here. I can see two cards here that relate to healing. The first is titled Healer, and it looks like someone is being healed by a divine being. Maybe this is Archangel Raphael, who obviously is associated with healing. But with this healer word coming through, maybe the person being healed is supposed to be a healer themselves. So maybe this emperor is being healed and they're meant to be a healer themselves. Or they are a healer themselves. Now, the other oracle card that's related is titled The Healing Heart. And I'm seeing the number 9 on this card. That's the number of the Hermit card. And I think I said it, but I was getting hermit energy from that Four of Pentacles card with the Emperor retreating to his safe room. So maybe the Emperor here is doing some healing and receiving some healing while he's taking this time out. The battle against these zombies, it might have taken a lot out of him. So that's interesting. The keywords on this card, are love, acceptance, and romance. And then we have another oracle card here titled Collaboration of Souls. And this is a number 6 card, which would relate to the Lovers card in tarot. So with those two cards there, it sounds like there is love, maybe even romance. The image on the Four of Pentacles card certainly has the Emperor alone. I can't even see that little boy with him. But this deck obviously has a retro vibe. In the modern world, the Emperor could shut himself away and still have contact with others because of the internet, of course. So maybe there's an online community of like-minded souls, similar people who've had similar experiences. Maybe they're other zombie hunters or they've other people who are dealing with zombies. So this emperor, like he might be physically isolated, but he's still collaborating with others. And this community is perhaps helpful in this healing process as well. And maybe he's forming some close friendships, potentially even a romantic connection through these communications that he's having with these other people. So that's really interesting. It's kind of nice to know that the emperor isn't entirely alone in lockdown. And if he's got allies, then that might change the course of this particular storyline as well. Because there might be other zombie hunters out there who have kind of like already successfully defeated their zombies, or they might have more resources and they're in a position to help this emperor out. And as I said that, I'm almost like picturing people showing up in a helicopter to blast the zombies at this emperor's door and to move him to a new location or a more secure location. And that might be the point at which these zombies will have to concede defeat because the emperor will be somewhere they can't get to, or part of a group that's too strong to take on. Well, that's been an interesting reading. I think a lot of light workers do have to deal with the devil's minions, unfortunately. So maybe this reading is kind of indicating that they might be stronger or in a stronger position if they start collaborating and combining their resources to help each other out. So that could be by exchanging ideas or knowledge, or by offering each other emotional support or encouragement, or by collaborating or helping each other in a material sense. So that could definitely be a game changer. The devil's minions certainly seem to work together often, so maybe the light workers need to start forming their own networks as well. And I think that's all I'm getting from this spread, so I will call it off here. So it looks like a temporary win maybe for the zombies, but it looks like the Emperor sort of had a plan all along, and he's going to come back, I guess, once he's had a break. So see how that goes. Okay, so here we are. This is the last slide. I hope you enjoyed that reading. Thank you all for being here. Thanks for watching. If you like my videos, please consider subscribing to the channel. Please give the video a like and leave a comment if you feel guided to. So thank you to everyone who's already subscribed. It means a lot to me to have your support. So what I've done, I've just changed the thumbnail while I'm using these Halloween decks. So it's a more Halloween color scheme, and I've got all these black cats over it, and that's of course from the last reading where the black cat showed up as the spirit guide, the ancestor. So I think I'll use that particular thumbnail for my Halloween themed videos this year, and then we'll go back to the old or come up with something new to follow after that. But that's it, guys. Take care, everyone, and I hope that I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.